Okay, so I want to talk about something that came out recently that everybody's talking about, Kevin Hart's Netflix documentary. Did anybody see it?
I haven't seen it yet, but I really want to.
I'm in the middle of it, but everybody else is talking about it when they've seen it because it's called Don't Blank This Up, and he gets very candid about some of the controversial things that he's had to deal with in his whole career, including why he had to step down from the Oscars and his cheating scandal with his then pregnant wife, Eniko. So recently on an episode of the Joe Budden podcast, Joe said that he actually understands why Kevin cheated. And
Oh, Joe.
check this out.
No, but in thinking about how hard he works, like, sometimes you're not home but for 10 seconds in the day for however many days. And I, as a man, can understand how that can be difficult.
Yo, I got goosebumps. I got every part of me. So I'm going to hold back my thoughts. I want to know, ladies,
It's too
how
good.
you feel about that comment?
Amanda, why your head down like that?
I'm just looking in my tea.
You ain't gonna find anything in there, girl, because it's all there.
Okay, what do we really think about it, though?
I think it's hysterical. I mean, just him stopping and saying the part about, like, you know how hard he works? Like, does the working affect his integrity, his moral standing, his moral compass? I don't think it does. Now, I do want to give this disclaimer. He did do this documentary, and I actually have to applaud him for being so transparent.
Completely.
That takes real courage, not just from him, but from his wife,
Absolutely.
from his family, opening up their homes and their life and their relationship. So I give that to him, and I also think it kind of sucks that I'm just thinking as a wife how hurtful that would be. That we have to keep discussing this, but obviously he just did a Netflix thing, so it comes up again. With that being said, no, I don't agree with this at all. I don't agree that because you're away or you're working so hard that should affect the sanctity of your marriage. If there is a problem in your marriage or you feel like you are not having sex, or that should be discussed.
Yeah,
I think if he's working so hard, he probably has enough money to fly her and be with him.
My pet
There's so
peeve
many
is when
things.
people justify cheating. I don't care, like, what legitimate reason you have in your head of why you cheated. It's still not okay. And I feel like, hey, people aren't perfect.
No
People
one is
aren't perfect.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, oh, because he cheated, he's a bad person.
No.
I'm just saying, own that. Own that it wasn't the best choice, because cheating is selfish. You have to realize that you're not just affecting, yourself by doing that. You're affecting other people. If you have children, now there are children that are going to be a part of that. You have to deal with character defamation. You have to deal with, depression. And there are a lot of people on therapy couches because so-and-so cheated. So all I'm saying is just own it. Own it own it as a mistake.
To clarify, Kevin in the documentary, I believe, is owning it. This is just Joe's opinion.
Yes,
Yeah,
of
no,
course.
absolutely. I'm not,
But here's the reason why I was bothered by Joe's opinion, and I'm going to cap it off with men that think like this, is because let's start with his statement. There's a disconnect. He applauds how hard Kevin works. And before the statement, he's like, he worked hard, pause, like really hard. Okay, we get that. Here's the thing, though. You can't compliment a man for working so hard when the hardest work it takes for any human being is the loyalty and the devotion to actually stay married.
Self-discipline.
Honestly. Because that's why there's 50% of marriages ending up in divorce. So you can't say you work hard, therefore you get a leeway with this. You get a get out of jail free card. That's the weird disconnect.
Work hard at both.
Work hard at both, and your credibility in your house when nobody's watching is really what stands you as a man. Not these awards and accolades that come out.
That's what Adrian said, too. It's about having those hard, uncomfortable conversations.
Yes,
if you're feeling that there's a disconnect, you need to be honest about that. Like, I would want my partner, and honestly, you'll feel it, too. As a spouse, it's important. Marriages aren't perfect.
No.
If you are, working or traveling or whatever, and you feel the disconnect,